Hi, good evening. My name is Anthony Essien, and um, my client here is also my wife. Her name is Ali Essien. And so then what we're going to be doing today, Allison, is we're going to go through 3 different lower body exercises. And so we're going to get you from a front view, and we're also going to get you at the side view and see if we can help in any areas where help might be needed with regards to performing certain exercises. Okay, you ready for that?
Yeah.
Yes, beautiful. Okay, so the first exercise that we're going to do is we're going to do the squat. And so then we're going to do 3 repetitions of the squat, and we're going to look at the front. So did not have access to a barbell, so that what we're using here is we are using exercise bands, and they have like different levels of resistance. And so this is going to be, a pretty good, a decent workout for her. Okay, so then we'll get to the starting position. You're going to get the bands up, and we're going to have our chest up and our chest out. Make sure that our head is tilted up slightly, not too much. And so if you notice, our feet are already shoulder width apart. And so from there, so we're going to slowly flex at both our hips and our knees, keeping our torso erect. And we're gonna flex our knees. Yes, you hit again. We're gonna flex our knees until our thighs get parallel to the ground.
You talk faster.
Okay, so for our next rep, we need to go a little bit lower so we can get parallel to the ground. Nice. So one of the keys we're looking for here too is that once we get to the bottom, do one more rep. Once we get to the bottom, and so then we're working our way back up. So then now we're looking for extension of the hips, and the knees, so that we can get back to the starting position. Okay, so then now we're gonna do an additional set. So we're gonna do 3 reps. Head tilted slightly, chest up, very nice. We can get the parallel to the ground. Nice, very nice. And so then now we're going to turn sideways. We're going to get a side view. That's beautiful. Yes, make sure we keep that torso erect. And we want to get all the way, we want to get parallel to the ground. One more repetition. Okay, thank you. So then now we're going to move on to our next exercise. Okay, on to the next exercise. Okay, so the next lower body exercise that we're going to do the step up. Now, so we do not have a barbell. So what we're using is we're going to use a dumbbell. And if you do the same things, you set the dumbbell, at the base of your neck, and if you do put your elbows up, you still create that same shelf that you would if you had the barbell on there. Okay, so what we're looking for is, our chest. Once again, our chest is up and out. Our head is tilted slightly upwards. And so then whichever leg you want to choose as your lead leg first is fine. Ultimately, we're going to end up doing both legs. But so it doesn't matter which one you choose as your lead leg. So with our lead leg, we're going to step up. And then we're going to follow with the trail leg. And then if you notice, Allison did a really good job, is she came back down with the same trail leg. Okay, so then you're going to do that 2 more times. Okay, and so what we're looking for, yes, one more time. So then what we're looking for here is we're looking for, when we begin, we're looking for the flexion of the hip and the knee, and extension when we come back down, keeping our torso erect, and so that our posture and our center of gravity stays in the place that it needs to. So then now we're going to get a side view here. Watch out, Griff. Back it up, Griff.
Watch out, Griffy. Yeah.
Yes.
Watch out, Griff. He's not even.
Okay, so now just go. Okay, so once again, so we yes. So you saw what happened there was, like a common mistake can happen where you go up with the lead leg and then you actually go down with the lead leg, which that's something that you do want to look for because it's common based on our walking patterns. So we have to make sure that if you're working with a client that if that does happen that you correct them. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next exercise. Okay, so then now we're on our third and final exercise. So this one is going to be the forward step lunge. All right, and some of the things that we're looking for here in the forward step lunge. Once again, we have our elbows up to create that shelf, and we have the weight. So you have some place for the weight to rest. Our chest is up and out. Our head is slightly tilted up. Once again, and so then once we begin this exercise, we're going to take a step. With our lay leg, this is going to be an alternating leg exercise. So it doesn't matter what's going to be your lead leg when you start out because you're going to do both legs. And so when you take your step, your torso is going to stay erect. You want to keep your torso perpendicular to the ground. And so once you go down, once your lead leg, you take a step forward with your lead leg. Your trail leg, the knee of your trail leg is going to slightly flex. It will slightly flex as you're making your way down towards the ground. And then as you do the movement, where you're going down towards the ground, so your trail knee will flex all the way until you get to 1 to 2 inches from the ground. And then at that point, we're going to reverse our movement, and we're going to reverse it by pushing off the ground, forcefully pushing off the floor with our same with our lead foot or leg. And so then we're going to reverse that flexion, and it's going to go into extension. We want to make sure that we stay away from taking a stutter step as we move back to the starting position. So then once again, our torso stays nice and erect throughout the movement. And a teaching cue for, when your trail leg is flexing as we're going down to the ground, think of it as sitting back. You want your torso to be like erect and perpendicular to the ground. So think of it as sitting on your back leg as you go down. All right, you ready, Allison?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to alternate legs. Try to keep that torso erect, sitting on your back leg as you go down. Okay, we're going to try to get our knee a little bit closer to the ground. Well, which is fine. And so then if you can't, you always want to remember, if you're working with a client, because the book, if you will, says to go 1 to 2 inches. If your client isn't able to go that desired distance, then you don't want to make them for safety reasons, and so we don't want to injure our client. Okay, so now we're going to get the lateral view. So then, once again, chest out, head slightly up, torso erect. We have slight flexion of the back knee as we go down. Forcefully push from the lead leg as we go back upwards. Keeping our torso perpendicular and nice and erect. And last one, and return to starting position. Thank you.
You're welcome.